Hi everyone. Today I want to talk about 5 hitting cues that we don't use here at Elite Diamond Performance. I want to go through why we don't use those cues and why we find that most of these cues have negative impacts on a hitter's swing. So when it comes to cueing with hitters, these are the things that coaches tell hitters to think about, whether in a training setting or in a game. And these are 5 things that we find overall have negative outcomes and actually produce worse swings with hitters. Now, before I start, my small disclaimer here is that anything that you tell a hitter could have a positive impact. So we've seen even some of the things on this list may have a positive impact with a small handful of hitters. However, for the vast majority of hitters, these 5 cues have negative impacts. Number 1 on our list is to swing down or swing level at the ball. Anybody that's followed us for a long time knows how important we think bat path is. In my opinion, having a good bat path is the most important thing that goes into hitting. So specifically when it comes to bat path, what we want to see is we want to see hitters get their bat to get on plane with the pitch deep in the zone and move that bat on a slight uphill plane to meet the path of that incoming pitch. This is what's going to give hitters the adjustability to be a little bit late and still hit the ball, and also be early and still make good hard contact with the ball. When kids are taught to swing down or swing level, they attack from above, and that incoming pitch and the bat path don't have very long that they're on that collision course. So this is going to cause a lot of inconsistencies with timing and going to cause a lot of mishit baseballs. Number 2 on our list is to stay short to the ball. Now, this sounds like hitting coach 101, stay short to the ball. You'll hear a lot of coaches say that. Now, there are hitters who do have too long of a swing, but generally speaking, I think most hitters struggle because they're over-taught to be too short to the ball. So when coaches say be short to the ball, they're talking about taking the barrel of the bat and going in a straight line right to the ball. Now, if we go back to our first cue that we don't like of the bat moving down, this is going to cause a lot of bat path issues. Instead of that bat being able to get on plane and move uphill, that bat, when hitters think too short, they tend to work too down through the zone. The other thing that happens when hitters think about staying short is that they severely limit their power. So what you're going to see from good hitters is that they're going to get their hands pretty far back, and as they start to turn, they're going to let the bigger, stronger parts of their body pull that bat through to create all that power and energy. When hitters think stay short, they take a very, again, short path to the baseball, but this doesn't give the bat very much time or room to pick up speed, and that bat speed that we need to generate power. Number 3 on our list is to keep your weight back. Now, this is one of all the ones on this list that I understand the most. I understand a coach seeing a player that is lunging or getting too much weight forward, telling them to keep their weight back. However, I think most kids are over-taught to keep their weight back. Now, what happens when we do this is we're going to severely limit our power because, as we've discovered in here with the use of our force plates, all of the really good, powerful hitters that we train, they all put a lot of force and energy onto that front side. Doesn't mean that they lunge, they still hold their ground with their backside, but they're going to be very aggressive with how they put energy into the ground on that front side. It's a huge, vital part of power generation. When players are taught to keep their weight back, they're very light on that front side, they can't put that energy into the ground on that front side, and they can't generate all of their potential power. Number 4 on our list is don't drop your back shoulder. Now, this one drives me the craziest, and this one still is probably the most controversial one for some reason, which I can't understand. Because if you watch good hitters, as they go through their swing, their back shoulder needs to drop. This is what's going to be the most important part of them setting that good bat path, allowing them to work up along the path of that pitch. When hitters are taught not to drop their back shoulder, something has to drop, and it's going to be the hands. And when the hands drop, hitters lose power and they lose that consistent bat path that we're looking for. Number 5 on our list is knob to the ball. This is a common cue that coaches give to hitters to get them to push their hands towards the baseball. The problem with this is that it's going to severely restrict power generation. It's also going to cause a lot of inconsistencies in bat path. So when we talk about how good hitters generate power, it all comes down to the sequence that they move their body. So what you'll see from good hitters is that once that foot's in the ground, they're going to initiate that swing by turning their hips and then turning their upper body, and then their arms and hands are going to pull everything around. That's how we're going to generate anything rotationally. The problem with pushing the knob to the ball is that it gets hitters to jump the line with their hands. So their hands, when they take this cue, are going to go first, and we're going to leave everything else, the bigger, stronger parts of our body, behind, and we can't generate that power. It's going to be mostly driven by the arms and the hands, which aren't nearly as strong as the lower body and the torso. The other thing that knob to the ball does, just like creating too short of a swing, it's going to really cause some issues with that bat path. So instead of that bat getting on playing deep in the zone and working up, players that tend to take this cue literally and push the knob to the ball are going to attack with too flat or too downward of a bat path. So like I stated earlier, any cue can have a positive effect on a hitter's swing. However, these 5 things that we just listed are things that we see overwhelmingly have negative impacts on hitters' swings. So leave a comment below, let us know what you think about this list, and if you like this video, please hit the subscribe button.